I'm Catherine Caroli. Thank you for watching this mini lesson on double tonguing. So I had a request about doing a short video on how to practice double tonguing. And as I was thinking about it, I realized that the most important first step is to make sure that your ka or ga syllable is strong. So the way that I would do this is by playing several of the same notes all on ga. So I'm going to pick a fairly easy note on the flute, the B and the staff, and just play ga over and over again. So you want to pick a tempo where you can make a really nice sound and have a regular speed of ga. If that's already too fast and you find that your ga is uneven, it's okay. Slow it down. I'm also playing very legato to make sure that I keep the standard of my good sound. Over time, you gradually want to be able to speed this up. So I would say ideally if you could get to at least 100, if not 108 on the metronome, and be able to do a long series of ga, then you're ready to move on. The next thing I would do is start changing notes just on ga. That'll really show you if you're in control, because if you can move your fingers and time it exactly with the ga, that means that you're able to control the speed and the placement of the ga syllable. Once you've done that, you can go to 2 notes on ga. Here you may find that you have to slow the tempo down. That's okay. This is really about building the endurance of the ga and the control of the ga. And it just takes some time to be able to get to that consistency. Once you feel like you've got a really strong and consistent ga and you can go fairly quickly and change notes, maybe even on every note, all on ga, you're ready now to introduce the ta. I would start by doing this very carefully and slowly. Perhaps just picking that same B and doing 4 tas and 4 gas back and forth. You're trying to make sure that your transition from ta to ga and ga to ta are completely even and seamless, and that the sound that you're making and the quality of the articulation match. I find it easiest to do if you're doing a series of repeated tas and repeated gas. Then you can go to 2 and 2. Before I'd actually start double tonguing, I would do what I call reverse double tonguing, and I do it all on one note. So instead of going taka, 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 I'm going to go gada, 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 gada. And you can hear I'm placing a little accent on the ga. I think that's important to start. After you feel like you can maintain consistency and control doing this, it's time to start playing different notes. Again, I would stick with gada, gada, and I would do 2 of each, or 1 of each on each note in a simple scale. And it gets confusing. Your tongue wants to take over on the note switch. So this is already really challenging what you've taught yourself so well to do, which is place the ta on the strong beat or on the note change. It's okay to play this really slowly. Your goal, trust me, is not to play backwards double tonguing. At this point, you can check in on your traditional double tonguing and see how it's going. So maybe here you could play the 2 notes ta ta and then ga ga. And evaluate, is that clear? Or maybe if I play 4. Now you may be at the point already where you've made significant progress with your ga so that that's even. If so, that's great. If not, that's okay too. It just means you have to practice all the gas by themselves and ga on the strong beat. So it would look something like this. Starting with ga, and you can do it as slowly as you want to. Eventually, when you get to the point that you can play 4 notes of daga daga and then switch, or 4 times daga daga and then switch, going pretty quickly, like at least 120. Of course, you can go to 2 per note. And that should feel not too much more difficult. When you transition to the true double tonguing, where you're using 1 syllable per each note, I would suggest you go slowly at first. You can also watch my lesson on Mendelssohn's Scherzo and the tonguing lesson, because I talk a lot about how to work on double tonguing when you're moving your fingers in that lesson. But the gist is you want to go slowly and really think legato. Once that feels easier, then you can speed up, but still keep thinking legato. The notes will naturally lighten up and get a little bit shorter, but you want to make sure that the sound quality stays good. So many times when I hear players double tongue, they lose control of the sound. So in every step of the way that I'm describing, that has to be the #1 most important thing. The last thing to evaluate is where you're striking your tongue on the ta, because if you're too far back often, it will make it very difficult to control the speed of the double tongue. So when I'm practicing on ga, 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 I'll notice that my tongue likes to be fairly far in the front of my mouth. Ga, 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 ga. You can check that out. You don't want to take it too far out of that natural, comfortable position to ta. So the tongue should be moving very little. I feel like it's just the tiniest little bit that's moving, and that's really important to be able to play quickly in double tongue. So I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to reach out if you have any comments or questions. CatherineCaroli@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.